Hi, so I guess I'm sort of starting this as like a diary, like a video diary thing. Um, I'm new to this. I really don't know what to do. I really don't exactly know where to begin or where to start. Um, but I feel like in a way, like it definitely can help me, specifically, I guess. It definitely can help other people. And I also just like want to I guess like share my story for anybody who wants to hear it, or if I can help anybody with maybe like the same experiences or anything like that. Um, I guess I should probably begin with like everything that is happening now. I sort of recently moved out of my mom's best friend's house. Although I guess they like weren't best friends, but they were like really good friends. Like they've known each other for like 40 plus years, right? I had moved in with her around 2024, like basically like almost the ending, like in May, I think, like during like beginning well, the beginning of summer, end of school, um before that I was living with my grandmother and stuff, and things had gotten like not like super bad or anything, but in my grandmother's house there were cockroaches, rats. It was just a very bad environment. While they were trying to take care of that stuff, they really weren't doing really the best they could, at least for like having two kids in the household. I know that she did get the place tented and everything's clean now, which I'm really, really happy about, and I'm happy that she is also safe and in a very clean environment. But she was just kind of like, oh, well, you should move in with me. You should move in with me. Like, come on, move in with me. And I didn't really like exactly want to, but at the time I was also going through a lot. I feel like I had made a really bad choice doing so. I wasn't happy being with her at all. I had actually lived with her like sort of a year before I had actually moved back into my grandma's house, which we'll get into that like in a minute. But I guess the timeline's a little like confusing. You know what I mean? But whenever I had moved in with her, things were like going really good. I had this boyfriend. I'm not gonna use his name because I feel like that's kind of weird. Um, but we'll just call him Apple. Yeah, we'll call him Apple. We'll call him Apple. So Apple and me were in this like decently good relationship and stuff, and we were like basically together for the entire summer. Whenever school started and a little bit afterwards, you guys can guess. You guys can guess. I'm kidding. You can't guess. I had broken up with him a little bit before that and stuff, and I had started talking to this guy. We'll call him Pear. So me and Pear were talking and stuff, and I sort of liked him. I guess he sort of liked me, but I feel like it was more or less of like teenage hormones. Not good. Not good. Never again. Dude was a douche. He wanted me to come over to his house, have a sleepover, while his mom wasn't home, and his mom was also low-key the secretary of the high school that we were going to. Oh yeah, guys. Not good. Not good. I'm laughing about it all now, but whenever I had went over there, I had sort of lied to her, and I got in trouble for it. She was like, "You're lying to me, you're lying." She was screaming and yelling at me in the car, and she was like, give me your phone, like right now, like I don't trust you, you're a liar, and I hate you, and just like all this stuff, and afterwards, after she had gone through my phone and stuff, she had seen me talking to a couple of like adult men as well. I can say that was absolutely wrong of me, and like now, like I feel very like disgusting about it. Like every time I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, like it feels like bugs like crawling all around me, you know, like it's a horrible feeling. But anyways, after she found out and stuff, I was like, you know, like, she's gonna hate me forever. I'm not a good person. I should just off myself. And so I was taking medication for being depressed and stuff, like antidepressants and everything. And so I had taken all those, and I went and I just tried to sleep. I woke up around, I think, midnight, and I think it was like 10 whenever I had tried going to sleep and everything. I woke up and I started like low-key hallucinating and stuff, which is not good. I could like see like shadows like bouncing all around. It was just like, I just knew it wasn't normal. So I got up and I had this absolutely like sick feeling in my stomach. So I got up and I'm like gagging and like, I think the word is hacking. Like whenever you're not really throwing up, but like you're throwing up like a little bit, but like, you know, like just gagging, you know. And so I walk over to the bathroom and I'm already throwing up at that point, and I feel like I had gotten most of it out at that point as well. And then I go into the kitchen where I see Katrina sitting down with my phone, and I sit down next to her and she's just like why would you do this to me? Like, you know, like why are you like this? And like, you know, what made you feel like you had to do this and stuff? And I'm just like, well, I've already had a hard life before. I wanted validation, I wanted attention, you know. I did not feel good about myself. I didn't think I was pretty. And so all those things kind of just added up into me wanting, oh, well, you know, these guys are going to give me attention. These guys are going to make me feel better about myself. But in the long run, they didn't. They just made everything a lot worse, like 10 times worse. We talked for a while. Afterwards and stuff, I felt like I was going to throw up. And I had like gone up from my seat and stuff, and I ran into the bathroom and I'm like throwing up and stuff, and I'm like this is not good. And she's like, oh well, we're gonna have to go to the hospital now, like this is just how it's gonna be. And I'm like, okay, like I don't want to. And I'm like almost like begging her not to go, because well, I don't like hospitals. I didn't really want to particularly do that. I didn't want to be stuck inside a facility like they put me in. Something really weird is after you know, being in the hospital for like, I was there for like 4 days, I believe. They have to hold you on like a 72-hour like watch period just to make sure you're not gonna like, do something. But they were also looking for a mental hospital to put me in. I thought that they were gonna put me into another one that was closer to where I lived, but then they sent me like to one like 7 hours away in an entirely different state, which I didn't really do that. Really weird, really weird. It's okay though. They had to do what they had to do. They didn't know. And so after that, I was transported in an ambulance, and the guys in there, they were really sweet. I love them so much. I'm not supposed to say this, but one of them, like, we stopped at a gas station, and he got me a Red Bull. Really cool of him. I love him. I hope he's doing well. Afterwards though, like being put into the hospital and stuff, that's also gonna be a different story for a different day. It was pretty crazy though. But you know, she had came and she had picked me up and stuff, and we had went and we had gotten actually like, I think it was actually specifically, it's a Hello Kitty blanket. It's a Hello Kitty blanket. I love Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty is one of my favorite things. I am obsessed. And afterwards, you know, we went home and everything, and then the rest is kind of just like, not a blur, but a little bit of a blur. I remember her giving me like an iPad so I can listen to music and stuff, and I just remember like trying to do absolutely everything I could to get back in contact with those people that hurt me and had groomed me and stuff. And you know, like, I always think about that. Like, I'm just like, ooh, like I'm like cringed out about it now, you know what I mean? And things have gotten better. She did give me a new phone and stuff after a while. I again was not doing well, and I tried getting back in contact with them again, and she found out, and so she took my phone again. And then during next year of December, she had given me it back, and she was like, well, here you go, like, whatever. And so I had it back and everything, and things were going well, things were going good, you know, we did well. And then I feel like I'm sort of like rambling now. I'm really bad about that, sorry. Hopefully doing this as well will hopefully make me a little bit better about it, hopefully. Being with Katrina and everything, it's definitely not what I wanted at all, but in a way I feel like it's also sort of what I needed, because I did learn a lot of stuff. I was like 15, I didn't know how to do my laundry, I didn't know how to clean, I didn't know how to do basic hygienic stuff, which is really bad. But thankfully I learned from her and stuff, and she was just like, well, like, you were not taught this stuff, which she was super nice about it overall. And so I learned, and that's great. And afterwards and everything, I feel a lot better about myself because I know how to be hygienic, I know how to clean, I just know how to, like, I know how to do my laundry myself, you know. I lived with her for a really, I feel like, long time, like over 3 years, probably 3 or 4 years, like all together, you know what I mean? And we were staying at her boyfriend. I'm gonna go ahead and use his name because whatever. His name is Jamie. We were staying with Jamie for like over a year. I know that. Actually, no, not a year, but entire like school year into the summer as well. So during, it was either June or July. I'm pretty sure it was July though. We had went over to another guy's house that she was cheating on Jamie with. His name was Troy. Troy is an asshole. I hate him, and I'm not trying to be mean, but I low-key hope he dies. He cheated on her a lot as well. He was just a narcissist and just an evil person. Like, he was like genuinely Lucifer. Anywho, we had been with him for a little bit, and you know, like, my first impression of him, I was like, okay, well, like, as long as this guy treats my mom good, it's fine, it's okay. After a while, like, we had been there for a pretty long time, you know. I want to say it was like October, or maybe a little bit before Thanksgiving, whenever things started getting like really bad, like whenever things started getting like cold, you know what I mean? Like, he started becoming like somebody he, like, I guess, like, showing his true colors. I think that's like a better explanation of it. And whenever he started like showing his true colors and stuff, it was just like, whoa, okay, this guy's not good. I do not want to be near this guy. He's just batshit crazy. And also she's not my mom, so Katrina, being with him and everything, like, it was just even the way she acted towards him and stuff was not good. It was not healthy. It was not a healthy relationship whatsoever. They tried like again and again and again, and they broke up, they got back, they broke up, and they got back. And during that time, we were also technically homeless. Like, I still had like something over my head. We had gotten an RV, and I had stayed in that thing without any electricity or water, or even a toilet, without like anything running. And it's genuinely super disgusting to me, and I hate it, but it's what I had to do. It's what I had to live with. It really hurts to think about that, because she put me into that situation while I should not have been in that situation. We also had 4 dogs. I had to be with those 4 dogs in that RV, and it was a pretty small sized RV. I still had a bed, I had blankets, I was warm, I was okay. But still not something you should put your child through. You know what I mean? Not somebody that you were responsible for. After that, she had sold the RV, and then we lived in a hotel room for, I think it was like 32 days, actually. Like, I don't know why I remember that specifically, but it was around 32 days that we lived in there. We had finally, I had finally, like, budged her enough to be like, hey, we should get an apartment. Like, we can pay for one here. And plus, like, she's a veteran as well, so she also gets, like, benefits from the government for that. And so the government helped pay for it and everything. And so we moved in, and we had a really nice apartment. Not apartment, sorry. It was basically, I think it was a duplex. I think that's what it's called. Sorry, I don't mean to be dumb, but I just saying, like, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure it's called a duplex. And so we lived there for, like, we had lived there for quite a while. Like, a little bit. I think it was like at December. We had moved in January. That's whenever we had moved in. So in January we moved in and everything, and things were great. We were there until, well, I was there until about like a month and a half ago, probably 2 months at this point, actually. We had gotten into another fight. Surprise, surprise. She, before that, had already been acting like very just like kind of cruel to me. We had gone to like multiple fights and stuff, and she was like almost like, I'm 17. I should be having a job. I should be getting a job, you know. But it's not my responsibility to pay for bills in the household. You know what I mean? I am still a child. I should not have to do that. But there was like a one time where I was at school. I was not feeling good. I was sad. I was really upset. One of my friends had said something that really upset me, and I was just like, please come get me. Like, I want to come home. And she kind of had just told me, like, well, you know, why don't you figure out how to ride the bus? And at that point, I had already missed the ride home on the bus, and my teachers weren't able to take me home either. And she was like, well, like, Shelby, like, you need to start looking for jobs. You need to get a job. You need to find one. You need to find one. And that kind of, like, Loki just kind of came out of nowhere. She didn't tell me what was going on. I felt like something in my gut, like, well, this is, like, something's wrong. And, like, I felt like this horrible, like, beating in my chest of, like, I don't want her to come and get me, but, like, she, Loki, kind of has to. And so whenever she came and got me, like, I was scared to get into the car. I was like, I'm scared, you know. And so on the drive home, she was like, well, you know, I had a really, really bad migraine, and I just didn't want to come and get you. And I'm like, okay, well, like, you know, you could have told me, and I most likely could have convinced the teachers to bring me home. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, well, my mom's sick. She's definitely not feeling good. Like, they probably would have brought me home if I actually knew what was going on. But I'm really not the type of lie to my teachers about something that's going on, you know. I'm not a very good liar anyways, not gonna lie. I start laughing, like, whenever I'm lying, you know what I mean? Like, I literally cannot lie for the life of me. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? But, like, we had just gotten into, like, a really, really bad fight, and I was crying, and she was, like, just calling me ungrateful and stuff, and she was like, Shelby, well, like, I still came and got you, like, you need to stop. I'm like, well, okay, whatever, I'm sorry. And then, you know, I stopped. But anyhow, I just, like, after that fight, that's not even the beginning of whenever things, like, started getting bad. Like, there were, like, multiple other, like, tinier fights before that, but that was, like, a really, really big one. And even my friends at that point were telling me, like, Shelby, like, that's like, unsafe. Like, that's not okay for her to tell you that. And so, we come home and everything, and like everything's okay and stuff. And I guess I'll just move on to the next thing. We had an inspection for our house, or like our little duplex and stuff, like our house, our little house. And she was very stressed out, which is reasonable, but she had been called like a day before that and stuff, and they were like, hey, we are gonna come through your house, we're just gonna make sure everything's clean and stuff. We just want to make sure, like, we're not trashing the place up or anything like that. And so we had done that and everything, and she, like, I had just woken up, and she woke me up, sorry, and it was around 9:30. No, not 9:30, 8:30, sorry, but I had gotten, like, up out of my bed at 9, you know what I mean? And I had done that, and I'd gone up and everything, and previously she had kicked out Troy out of our house, even though he was a little bum, and she for some reason allowed him to come into our house, which God knows why. Anywho, she came back in and stuff, and he had came in during the night and everything, because they were supposed to go out and get a substance, a legal substance, where I live anyways, and they didn't get it. And they were also supposed to do the laundry, because we didn't have any laundry machines in the house yet, and I don't think they do still. They didn't do that. They just came home around 2 a.m. and were laughing their heads off, and were just, just having a joyous time. And so she came home and everything, and they did some stuff, I know that, and they, whatever, they're adults, they can do whatever. But they had a really, really bad fight before that, and it was really, really bad. Like, it was just bad in general. I hated it so much. I hated it. But anyway, after that and everything, I got up, and I was like, I was having an attitude. I was like, why the fuck did you bring this guy back in here? Like, you guys just had a horrible fight. You just told him that you hate his guts and that you want him out. Like, what is up? And she's like not exactly telling me the reasons why, but she's just like, wow, okay, you fucking bitch. Like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm an adult. And so we go out of the kitchen and stuff, and so she slaps me, and I of course start crying. I'm just like, don't hit me. Like, please don't hit me. And so she starts hitting me repeatedly. I did not fuck with that. That was awful. And so she's like, well, go to your room, just go clean your room. And so I do. I go into my room and stuff, and I start cleaning my room, and I start texting my boyfriend. I'm like, hey, like, all this is going on. I'm really upset. Like, I just need somebody to talk to you right now. Like, I'm hurt. I'm really, really hurt. And I tell him, like, just all these things, like, what's going on and stuff. And I feel like, hey, like I feel like I'm disassociating. Like, I just don't feel like myself. And of course, like, I'm like, oh, well, my mom's like such a bitch, like, fuck her, whatever, like teens do, especially, if you're hitting your child. I don't know. And so we had kind of like reconciled, like, we were okay and stuff, like, we were fine. But that night I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and I had fallen asleep on FaceTime with him, like, right in front of my face, you know what I mean? And she, like, comes into my room around midnight, and she just, like, kind of busts in, and she's like, who are you on the phone with? And I'm, like, asleep. I'm asleep. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just hear her starting, like, to scream at me, reaching over me, and grabbing my phone. Like, not even giving me, like, a chance to be like, I'm on the phone with my boyfriend? The fuck? And so she starts screaming at me and stuff, and she's like, who the hell is this? Why the fuck are you talking to somebody? What the fuck is going on? Like, you're doing this again? Like, you're sending nudes of yourself again? I know you are, you little slut. You're a fucking whore. And just calling me a lot of things, alright? And so I start screaming at her back and stuff, and so she starts hitting me and stuff again. And at this point, I'm fighting back. I'm like, do not touch me. And so I push her off me. I'm like, get the fuck off me. And her boyfriend comes in. He's like, what's going on? And he, like, sort of, like, grabs me by my shoulder. He's like, hey, Shelby, like, are you okay? Like, what is going on? And I'm like, no, like, she just did that. She just did that. And I explained to him and stuff. And she's like, no, she's being a little fucking whore. She's being a little goddamn whore. Okay. We, like, sort of calmed down and everything, and she was just like, go to bed, Shelby. Like, I can't deal with you anymore. Go to bed. And so, I go to bed and stuff, and I just, like, cry myself to sleep. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I can't. And in the morning, sorry, I don't know if that paused or anything, but my low battery thing just came on. I'll probably cut this out. But anywho, like, we reconcile and I go to bed and everything, and I just cry myself to sleep. And like, in the morning, she goes through my phone and everything and all my texts from my boyfriend, and she's like, wow, okay, I had just taken a shower and I had just cried in the shower because I knew that she was going through my phone. I'm like, oh my god, like why the hell does she need to go through my phone? Like, I'm 17, like, this is bullshit. And after I'm done, she comes over and she's like, you're really special, aren't you? And so I just start crying again, and she's yelling at me and stuff, like, calling me like that I'm a horrible person. And she's like, oh my god, like, how could you do this to me? How could you call me those things? Like, I called her a bitch. That's it. That's the only thing I remember calling her. You know what I mean? And afterwards and stuff, like, we had just fought basically the entire day. And she was like, I'm gonna get rid of you. Like, I'm tired of you. Like, I don't want to have to deal with you anymore. I'm done with you. And so she's threatening me, telling me that she's gonna send me back to my bio mom's house. My bio mom does not have a house. She lives in a tiny little shed in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Now, she does have running water and everything. Like, she's good, but it's not suitable for me to go live there with her. You know what I mean? Like, it just wouldn't be good. And I already don't have a good relationship with her either way. It would have been horrible. And so I'm, like, begging her. I'm like, hey, please just keep me. Please keep me. Like, I'm sorry. And that night I still had my school computer because I was doing, like, some summer school to get extra credits and everything. And I had talked to him on Discord or whatever, and I was like, hey, like, you know, this is what's going on. I'm safe. I'm okay. And he somehow accidentally texted my phone and stuff. And she comes back home, and apparently she had lost her phone, so she was using my phone to do whatever she wanted on, which is, like, looking at Facebook Reels, and I guess going through my messages as well, whatever, you know. And so she does that, and she comes home and stuff, and she's just, like, screaming at me. She's like, what the fuck did you do with my phone? I know you did fucking something with my phone. Give me back my phone right now. And I'm like, I don't have it. Like, I really don't know where the fuck your phone is. Like, I don't got it. I don't. And she's like, she went to my room. She starts pulling the sheets off my bed, my pillows, my blankets and stuff, going through my closet, just ripping everything out that she possibly can, going through my drawers, just everything. And she's, like, just ripping it all out, just making my room an absolute mess. I had previously cleaned it all up the day before. You can tell how that went. And I tell her, like, I don't have your phone. Like, I really don't know what you did with it. I really don't know. By the way, she found it out in the shed the next day. Whatever, right? I definitely did not touch her phone. I didn't even know she had lost her phone. I was like, oh, okay, like, I didn't even know you lost your phone. She's like, no, you know you did. Like, you know you did fucking something with it, you little liar. She's calling me a liar. She's calling me a cunt. And so she, I guess, decides that it's going to be a great option to start beating me over the head with my phone on the back of it, whipping me, like, inside on my head and on my back and stuff. And she had, like, hit me against the wall, and we were just on the ground tussling, you know what I mean? And so I finally get her off of me. I get her on the ground, and I'm like, leave me alone. Like, just do not fuck with me anymore. Do not. And she's like, I can't get up. I'm like, girl, you can get your ass up. Like, you're lying. you are lying. And so she gets up and stuff, like, after, like, literally 2 seconds of just laying on the ground. Like, okay, like, whatever, like, I don't want to deal with this. And she's like, go sit down on the couch right now before I call the cops on you and get you fucking arrested, you little bitch. And I'm like, oh, okay. Also, I know I'm being very, very, profanity, but this is also just me venting. I can't believe I'm already at 30 minutes with this. But I went and I had gone down on the couch and stuff, and she's just yelling at me, calling me Lucifer. She's like, Shelby, like you're literally Lucifer. Like, I hate you so much. Like, I wish I never would have brought you here. Like, I hate you. I wish I never met you and stuff. And I'm like, well, you know, I wish I never met you either. Who can play at that game? And so she calls up Troy, and he's like, yeah, you should go ahead and call the cops on her and get her arrested. I'm tired of her too. And she doesn't call the cops and everything, because, well, I calm down. I'm upset. I'm crying. I'm on the couch, and she's like, well, you've lost your bedroom privileges. Like, you're not gonna be allowed in your bedroom anymore. Like, I don't want you in there. Okay, the fuck? I don't care. And so I'm laying down on the couch, and she throws a blanket and one of my pillows at me. I'm like, just fuck off, bro. Just fuck off. And I didn't say that, but in my mind I was just like, you don't care about me. Like, what's the reason? And the next morning and stuff, she's just like screaming and yelling at me again, and I'm just tired. So I don't mean to cry, but she comes back and stuff, and she's like, what do you want for breakfast? And I'm like I don't care. Like, and by the way, this is the first time she's ever cooked me breakfast in a very, very long time. And so she's making me breakfast and stuff, and I'm like, thank you, like, this is so nice of you, like, thank you so much. And I start doing my summer school and everything, and she also tells my boyfriend before that I had cheated on him and that I didn't love him and stuff, and he's just like, okay, well, I hate her and I never want to see her again, which he was just doing that to get her off of his back. And he had contacted my friend V and a couple of my other friends and stuff, and he was like, hey, like, y'all gotta do something, you gotta get her out of this. And like, you know, that's genuinely really sweet of him. He's the best person in the world. I love him dearly. I hold him very, very close to my heart, and I love him so much. Anywho, next day, I'm in contact with my friend V, and I'm telling her, like, hey, like, I just don't think this is gonna be the place for me anymore. She doesn't want me. She's told me repeatedly that she doesn't want me. I'm not gonna deal with this. Like, this is awful. And so I go to a park close to where I lived and stuff, and her mother picked me up and everything, and I get away. We contact CPS, and we are now in court. We've contacted them and stuff, and it's honestly just been a lot on me. It's really stressful, especially already being a depressed and anxious person. This is awful. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. You know, it's kind of just, I feel like one of those things. I guess I'm gonna end it right here. I guess if you listened, watch this, whatever. Thank you, and I love you. Bye.